Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time and for your interest in the Pallas Fellowship Program. I want to take a few minutes to just chat briefly about the program in particular, and how to go through the interview process and what the program itself looks like. Before that, I want to take a few minutes to talk about Pallas Advisors and what exactly we do on a day-to-day basis in the company, in what exactly a fellow's role would be at Pallas Advisors. So Pallas Advisors is broken up into three legs of a business. The main engine that drives the enterprise is the strategic advisory side of the firm, Pallas Advisors. Within that side of the firm, we help companies that are involved in emerging technology do business with the federal government. The one through line that connects all of the clients that the strategic advisory side works with is that they have a positive impact on national security. So really, we work with startup companies that might be working on an emerging technology, all the way to Fortune 10 companies that might be working on some sort of emerging technology. But we also do work with nonprofits, banks, a wide variety of different types of entities, really just all having that through line of positive impact on national security and trying to have some sort of impact with an emerging technology. The day-to-day functions of that is really where the bulk of the fellowship is located, but we also do have two other sides of the business. The second leg of that stool is Pallas Ventures. And that's the part of the business where we actually invest in a lot of these emerging technology companies. Oftentimes, we're investing in the companies that we work with on the strategic advising side. It's our opportunity to really help these companies with capital, to deploy that capital, help build the company, and help get them to a point where they're ready to do business both on the private and the public sector side. The opportunity to work with Pallas Ventures as a fellow is definitely out there, especially fellows that are particularly interested in that intersection of venture capitalism and defense. But as mentioned, the main day-to-day functions of a fellow is really housed in that Pallas Advisors arm. The third and final leg of the stool is the Pallas Foundation. And the Pallas Foundation is actually what operates the fellowship program. The mission of the foundation is to help develop the next generation of national security leaders with an emphasis on underrepresented communities. We do that through a wide variety of programs, including the fellowship, but I'll give you a little bit of a taste of some of the other programs before doing a deeper dive into the fellowship, why we're here today. So many of the programs, well, all of the programs are all focused on that next generation of national security leaders and helping to develop them. We do that through scholarship initiatives. We do that through event hosting, so a dinner series, networking events, speaking engagements where we have senior leaders from the DoD come and speak on topics important to national security, and career advice for young professionals, really kind of tying it all in there. And I mentioned senior leaders from the DoD. Really, it's senior leaders from the national security ecosystem that we operate in at Pallas Advisors. So it could be Department of Defense, could be the intelligence community, could be private industry in companies that are working with the national security ecosystem. It's a wide variety. Beyond that, we also do offer other programs, all again focused on that young professional development. The fellowship has been around since April of 2020. We actually have had 12 cohorts at this point and are very excited to continue to move on to future cohorts. So really what it is we take about 6, I say, young professionals. Generally speaking, they're grad students. We do also open the opportunity to recent grads, and we've had some success with undergrads as well. So we're open to undergrad, grad, or recent grads. Really, it's kind of that young professional range. Our target is generally in that kind of 22 to like 30 or so age range, people trying to pursue careers in national security in that age range. We take out about 6 people per term, so fall, spring, summer. And while they're on the team, they're introduced to what it is like to work in national security at Pallas Advisors. So fellows are put on a team. Teams are generally broken up as directors, who are the most senior people on the team, are responsible for about 4 or 5 different clients. And then underneath the director, there is usually a group of associates, analysts, and a fellow. So fellows dive in from day one on the operations of working on that team. So it's a client-facing role. It's a team-oriented role. Day one, you're probably going to be hopping into client meetings, meeting the CEOs, meeting the government affairs people, meeting the business development people, and engaging in those meetings, taking notes, asking questions, making suggestions. After those meetings, you will probably huddle up as a team and you'll help on what we need to do at Pallas to help move the ball forward for that client. Really, it's hard to quantify what a day is going to look like exactly, because it's all based essentially on what the client needs from us to help achieve their goals. But what a lot of that could look like is quick turn research assignments on, say, a new technology, a competitor in the market, a new office that just got stood up in the IC or the DoD that we're looking to maybe help the company do business with, turning that research into really easily digestible 1 to 2 page memos, executive summaries. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to tighten up that type of writing skill, that senior leader, concise business type writing, where you get the most important information in very, very succinct memos. We'll also ask you to attend a handful of webinars or Hill events, events on topics pertinent to Pallas Advisors, to national security. Sit in on those events, do a quick executive summary or event summary of what you learned from that and what could be relevant to Pallas Advisors or our clients. Lots of opportunity to work on client presentations or helping them craft their strategy or craft their pitch for a certain meeting. Really, it's all about what we're trying to accomplish for the client. And as I mentioned, also opportunity, if interested, to potentially work on the Pallas Ventures side or the foundation side as well. So that's really the day-to-day. On the administrative side, it's a part-time position. We usually ask for about 24 to 32 hours per week. It's during normal office hours. Really, as I mentioned, it is a position that is very team-oriented. It's client-facing, so it's not the type of fellowship where you get a research topic and you can catch up on like nights and weekends. So that hour commitment, whatever it is, 24 to 32 hours, generally that needs to be during working hours, so 9 to 5 Eastern. We do offer it remote or in person. We're really proud of the experience we've developed on the remote side to get a full experience there. It is a paid position. It pays $20 per hour. And other than that, I think that kind of covers the fellowship on the administrative side and also the qualitative side of like what you would be doing on a day-to-day. As far as the application and recommendations for submitting a successful application or having a successful interview process, the application itself is very straightforward. It is emailing myself a copy of your resume, 2 to 3 sentences on your interest in emerging technology and national security, and a link to your LinkedIn. That's it. That gets the job done there. With that, there's a couple important opportunities to stand out. Really, really want to highlight that 2 to 3 sentences on your interest in emerging technology and national security. I know a few sentences doesn't seem like a lot, but it's an opportunity to showcase your ability to get to the point fast and concise and highlight the most important points of the argument that you're trying to make. And it's also, of course, an opportunity to just show why you're interested in the work that Pallas does. So take some time to think through that. Take some time to do some research. What is trending in the news right now? What are the types of technologies that you find interest? What are the types of technologies that are affecting the day-to-day of national security right now? Really take some time to focus on that, because that short few sentences, that's your number one opportunity to stand out in this application timeline. Another way to stand out is through your resume. Anything that ties in your focus on or interest into national security is really important, whether that be internships in the past or clubs you've joined or anything like that. Make sure that's highlighted in there. As part of the mission to help develop next generation leaders from generally underrepresented communities in national security, we definitely are open to students that don't have a traditional background. Maybe they don't have that exact resume of Hill internships and Department of Defense internships and, you know, all of the DC type things that you think build a national security career. We are open to people with non-traditional backgrounds, but if that is where you're coming from, it's really, really important to explain to us and connect those dots for us so we can see why you're passionate about this intersection of national security and emerging technology and why this program speaks to you. But beyond that, really, all we can say is that we're grateful for your interest in the program. We really look forward to hopefully seeing a lot of applications, and we're available. If you have questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. You should have my contact information from the application process. And good luck on pulling it all together. Looking forward to talking. Thanks so much.